Eva Maradona don't work.
Oh, no. No.
Okay, let's give it a last try.
All right.
Eva Maradona don't work. Eva Maradona don't work. Eva Maradona don't work. Now give us a grito.
Okay, so I'm going to
Okay, hi guys, welcome to another edition of Hangout with Busayo here on Influence Films. Okay, yes, I'm not alone today here in the program. You know, there's this beautiful lady. Oh she's pelecious. She's been socious. She's rhizocious. She's melocious.
No.
And she's milkocious. Okay, say hi to the guys out there.
Hi guys, my name is Abigail. You can just call me Abiola. It's really nice to be on the Hangout with Busayo, aka Father Boo Boo.
Oh my god.
I like to call him Father Boo.
Okay guys, here is Abigail. Let me tell you something about her that is striking. Do you know the Abigail here is a human resource manager? Come on, see how beautiful she is. Like very young, and wow, she is. I'm not trying to sell your market. How much you pay? Okay, yes, today we're going to be discussing about something very important and about contentment. Yeah. Yesterday, someone was asking me, Busayo, please, can I borrow your destiny for 5 minutes?
Wow.
I'm like, how do you want to borrow my destiny? How? How do you want to? Are you not contented with your own destiny? Must we share destiny?
Even know what his destiny is.
I don't know. So, in your word, what do you say? What would you say about contentment? Being contented, maybe possibly money, house, clothes, and I'll tell you this one later. So
all right, I'm going to remind you. Yeah. All right, in just one word, I'll say that contentment is satisfaction. Whatever you have, you just have to be satisfied. Secondly, I'll say that contentment is not mediocrity, and then it's not stagnancy. But there are some things that you can't be satisfied with. You do not have to be. In fact, you shouldn't be satisfied with. Every day we need to keep learning. You know, they used to tell us that the day we stop learning is the day we start dying. Yeah. So one of those things, knowledge, you do not have to be satisfied. You shouldn't even be satisfied with your level of knowledge. Then growth and development, all those things, you shouldn't be satisfied. But there are other things, and I think these other things, they are basically material things, because I really do not know any other way that you should be satisfied. Because career-wise, you should always tend to, you know, pursue higher and higher and higher. But when it comes to material stuff, I think that's where the problem of contentment comes in. Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about debt now.
All right.
Well, how can someone owe someone something like you owe to the extent that if you see the person, you'll be changing route? And there's this common behavior of people now that if you're in debt with someone, you would not want to pay. And when you don't want to pay, you now want to start boycotting something. There's this scenario that happened some times back where someone was owing, he went to a shop, a store, got something to buy. After buying it, he's owing the shop, the store, some money, and he got money to pay back was now very difficult, and he started changing shop. Like he would just we cut corners.
All right.
And so do you think contentment really has a lot to play concerning this comparison and what do you have to say?
All right. When I was in school, I had this older friend. There was one thing he taught me, not me particularly, like we were in a meeting and then he said it, and I've always run with that statement. He said, in this life, you do not compare, you do not compete, and you do not complain. Right?
CCC.
Yeah, something like that. You just have to be contented with what you have. I feel like it's more of a problem with the ladies, because I think guys are just, they have this free spirit. They really don't care whatever they're wearing and stuff. But for us ladies, we just want to be on the top of it all. We want to wear the latest. We want to. So when we see somebody that is wearing what we cannot afford, it becomes a problem. So you now begin to think about, what do I have? What does she have? And then it becomes, and it even transcends, it goes beyond just comparing. You now begin to hate on who has what you don't have. it affects our association, the way we associate with people. So we have issues because this person has the latest Brazilian wig that I cannot afford. So I do not want to be seen close to the person, because when I go close to the person, they begin to compare us because the way we're close now. Somebody can tell that, okay, this is orange, or what's this? And this is pink. Indigo.
Oh, violence. Sorry.
Okay, so I do not want to be associated with this person because I'm already beginning to hate this person from my mind. Do you understand? So yeah, comparison has a lot to do with contentment.
So does it mean that when you're not contented with what you have, there's this form of inferiority complex that sets in?
Yeah.
For instance, now I have to say this. I'm sorry. I have a very nice voice. Argue with your camera there.
Actually, I agree with you.
Oh my god. And there's some people that have soprano voices. No. Okay, now this just a little. We just need to be. But looking at it now, does it mean that if you're not contented, it leads to social vices that we have now? Maybe form of being dubious, and let's take it down to the yao business. Does it mean that those guys, with what they have, they are not contented with it, or they don't trust God enough to provide for their needs and also also work hard to make ends meet? Would you?
Well, for that, I think first of all, it has to do with the upbringing, the environment where we are. So upbringing is one. The environment where we are currently is another. So when I am in the middle of guys that think in a particular way, sooner or later I begin to reason with them. These people that are in these things that you mentioned, various things led them into it. For some of them, they have a rich background, but who are the people they associate with? So it's not only contentment, but yeah, contentment is one of those things.
So how do you think one can deal with this habit of not being contented?
Okay, I started with something earlier. Don't complain, don't compare, and don't compete. So I think that's basically the solution to all of this. So I remember watching a video sometimes back on social media. So a lady was being interviewed, and she said something that she encountered. She said she was traveling out of the country, so in the plane that there was this lady she saw. She kept on going to the bathroom, changing clothes, taking pictures. That she literally had a photo shoot session with different clothes in the plane. And then she was like, what's going on there? But maybe she had a friendly attitude, so she approached the lady. I don't know how. And then she asked her that, why are you doing all of this? She was like, my sister, it's for the gram.
Oh.
So you can imagine me. You can imagine that kind of person is my friend. And then she calls me. She's like, I'm on my way to Dubai right now. And then I'm like, oh my God, my friend is going to Dubai. And then she now, maybe after like 4 months, she now uploaded one of those other pictures that she snapped on the same day. Do you understand? On the same day. And then I see again, I'm like, babe, where are you going to? Where are you going to again? Yes, and then she says,
to Turkey.
Do you understand? So I just think that phrase has actually helped me come this far. Like, it helps me a lot. It has been really helpful. So I think it would be nice for me to share again that just don't compare, don't complain, and do not compete. And then there's another thing he said. He said it in Yoruba, actually. He said, mi olori ti mo nro. Meaning that in English, that would mean that I really do not think about so many things. Not literally, you know how Yoruba can be now. So not literally like I do not think, but there's just some things that I do not take to heart. That's what it means. So for one, if someone should pass you by without greeting you, and you are beginning to wonder, why is this person not greeting me? You know, there are some people, they'll be like,
is it because of his shirts?
Because, do you understand?
Is it because of his
but this
the
person taught me that
phones?
Just assume that person probably has problem with his eyes that he's going through. Just forgive the person and just let it slide. Do not think it too much. Don't think about it too much. Just let it slide. When you see somebody that has what you do not have, appreciate the person and just go your way. You just need to love yourself completely, because if you do not love yourself, there's no way you can love what you possess. Just love yourself first.
Yeah. So don't worry if you're out there and you don't have wigs on for ladies. You don't have wigs on.
Love your natural hair.
Do natural hair.
We that are carrying wig, you don't know what they are going through. You just
Can you share some of your experience?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, yes. I hope you had a wonderful time. You just give us your final thoughts today.
Okay, I just want to tell everybody out there, if you're listening to this, watching this, that this issue of contentment has to be taken seriously. You have to be intentional about being contented with the things that you have. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Abiola. So I will be right back again next time, next week, Friday.
Guys,
yes.
You must like, you must subscribe, you must share. Hangout with Busayo is not what you want to joke with at all. At all.
Comment. Let's get your comment. Let's get your thoughts concerning this. And don't forget that next week, if we get your comments, we are going to I'm going to read out your comments also. Yes, on the program. So do well to stay with us. Hangout with Busayo. Come back on Friday. Let's go. Bye.